it's not a traditional scuba diver's outfit. First of all, who is a scuba diver? Raise your hand. Do we have any scuba divers? Excellent. Any others? Not you? Do you ever go snorkeling? Raise your hand. Oh, a lot of snorkels. Okay, we want to get audience participation. Does anyone here walk along the ocean and just dip their toes in the ocean water? Yeah, okay, there we go. Well, if you look at, oh, we do have two divers, this is great. Which of these two divers has the traditional scuba diver's outfit on? This diver or this diver? You think this one over here? Guess what, you're right, because scuba actually stands for something. It stands for, are you ready? Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. This diver right here is fully self-contained. Now, in the ocean, when you are diving, you always have to have a buddy with you, because if your tank fails for whatever reason, you can reach over and get their regulator, put it in your mouth, and do a buddy breathe. Well, this diver right here is not fully self-contained. Notice how there's a long cord, what we call an umbilicus. Oh, we changed the color of our cords. The black line is for air. Okay, black line is for air, it used to be yellow. So at the top, and if you look at the screens, you will notice our dive tender. Maybe our dive tender can wave to us. And he is monitoring the airflow of our diver. If anything should happen to our dive tender up at the top, heaven forbid, our diver right here has a little pony tank on the back. There you go. See the little tank right there? There you go. There's a little valve on his hip that he can turn the airflow so that he can get the air out of that tank on his back. And if something happens to that diver can go over to this diver, and there should be an extra regulator hanging right here so that diver can buddy breathe off that diver's tank. Safety is always first. Now, this diver, did you notice that he has a full face mask? That's because he is going to be talking with us. Do you think this diver can talk? No, he has that regulator to breathe in air in his mouth. So air is completely filling this diver's mask. So it's a full face mask. And it's airtight, because as you probably know, audio systems and water do not mix. Now, another high-piece type of equipment you might notice both divers have. What are they holding on to? Go ahead. A suction cup, yes. That is because with our current in here, they want to stay in one place. And we'll get to our current in just a minute, because right now, yes, it is 2:30. It is time to begin. So I would like to welcome all of you here to the California Academy of Sciences. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for sharing your holiday season with us. And before I forget, I hope all of you have a wonderful holiday season. Well, my name is Dick. Let's give a nice round of applause to our Diver Lev.
Hi everybody, thanks for joining us today.
Well, Diver Lev, we, including myself, are all very envious of you being in there. That is a wonderful office you have there.
Thank you so much. It's a nice breezy 78 degrees in here.
Wow, 78 degrees. Well, speaking of that temperature, is that the temperature of our waters off our California coast here in San Francisco?
No, not at all. It is much colder here, about 54 degrees.
Oh my goodness, that is quite the difference. So in other words, the fish that we see here in this warm, tropical 78 degree temperature could not live along our coast in San Francisco.
No, they would have a hard time. It is way too cold for them here.
So fish live in certain areas of the ocean. They are specialized to live in certain areas. So we want to make sure that we have the best conditions for our fish here in the Philippine Coral Reef, or our California Coast exhibit over there. Now, the mission of the California Academy of Sciences is to explore, explain, and sustain life by showing you all of what we have here. We hope that you can appreciate life on our Earth also. Well, Diver Love, this exhibit is quite incredible. And it is from a certain part of the world, is it not?
Yeah, so behind me is an actual replica of a real dive site located in the Philippines.
Now, a lot of people are probably scratching their heads thinking, oh my goodness, okay, I've seen a map. Where is the Philippines? Where are they? If you look at the map, we provided one for you. If you look at that triangle, that is the outline of the Coral Triangle. At the very top, that's red. Those are the Philippine Islands. 7,000 islands make up the Philippines. If you go to the right of that triangle, you'll hit Palau, Vanuatu, the Fiji Islands, Australia's Great Barrier Reef, Indonesia, and Micronesia. All of those areas in that coral reef triangle. And that is a fantastic, diverse area, isn't it, Diver Love?
It is. It is one of the most biodiverse places in the world, which means that it's an excellent example of all of the different types of animals out there.
Wow, so diversity, biodiverse means, yeah, many different types of plants and animals. So shall we compare this with the real habitat in the Philippines? Diver Love, you know what? Let me ask the audience. Audience, how many different kinds of fish do you think you're seeing in this exhibit? Oh, go ahead. What's your number? Oh, more than 1,000. How about that's the total number? Okay. What about the different kinds of fish? About 50. Okay, that's a better guess. So 1,000 for total number, 50 for the different species. What's your number over there? Oh, she guessed it. Did everyone pick out Dory? Yeah. She wanted to let us know that that's Dory. Excellent, thank you. All right, what's another number? 10. Well, we have quite a range, Diver Love. We have 10 to 50. How many different kinds of fish do we have in here?
So it's a very good question. There's between 110 and 120 different kinds of fish.
Wow.
And there's between 1,100 and 1,200 individual fish.
All right, so you're pretty spot on your numbers, especially that total number. But now, Diver Love, how many different kinds of fish species are in the Philippines?
So we don't really know, because every time we go out there, we discover, and the California Academy actually has been going out to the Philippines for 40 years now. Every time we go out, we discover new species, but we know of over 3,000 different species of fish.
Wow. 3,000 different kinds of fish in the Philippines. So that means if you took every fish in here and doubled it, that would come close to the different types of fish in the Philippines. So this is a small window into that underwater world. But with all these different types of fish, and there are so many different colors, reds and purples and yellows, and Dr. Lev, do you have a certain favorite fish?
Yeah, I actually do. My favorite fish, sometimes you can see her in the anemones. She's a very, she's a big clownfish, gold-striped maroon clownfish. And that's her anemone colony over there.
The spine-cheeked? The spine-cheeked?
Yeah. Spine-cheeked, gold-striped maroon clownfish.
See, this is why we don't point fish out, because she disappeared. She's usually over at this sea anemone right here.
I bet you she'll come out later on during the meeting.
We'll try to point some fish out as we go on, but that's what happens. They know. But you know what? This is my favorite. That one, black and white striped with polka dots on the tip. Oriental sweetlets. Has large lips that are kind of yellowish. One of my favorites. All right, well now, all the beautiful fish in here, there is actually something that all of these fish depend on. Diver Love, what is the backbone of this whole community?
So, you can see behind me, there are lots of different examples of coral. You can see these green plated corals are called Bontifora. Down over here, everything green that's coming out of the rocks. Behind me on this side, you can see lots of examples of Acropora. And over here you see soft corals that are called leather corals. And I can keep going and going all day. There's 100 different colonies in here.
It's amazing how beautiful they are. Now, in fact, I do have a picture of an up-close view of the colonies of coral. Now, they kind of look like asparagus heads up on the screens, but notice all the little tiny dots on there? Each one of those is one coral animal. So they are very tiny, each individual one, aren't they, Dr. Love?
That's correct. So a coral colony is made up of a collection of tiny little animals called polyps. So what you see when you're looking at a coral is thousands and thousands of these polyps that are all huddled together to form the colony.
Yeah, so each individual one is very small, but together they form together to form nice, large colonies. Now, here's just one little coral polyp, a very enlarged view. But there is something inside that coral animal that helps it to live, isn't there?
Yeah, so the polyps have a symbiotic relationship with something called zooxanthellae, which is an algae. A symbiotic relationship means that the two work together. So the coral provides a house for the zooxanthellae algae to live in, and the algae is photosynthetic, which means it uses the light to make food, and it creates sugar, and the coral eats the sugar.
And that is amazing. So raise your hand, audience, if you knew before this that coral was an animal. Good. Yeah, so you knew that. Because it could look like a plant, it could look like a rock. Now raise your hand if you knew that a single-celled algae called zooxanthellae lived inside that coral animal. Anyone? Oh, maybe one of you two. So zooxanthellae, one of my favorite words. Maybe you could use that on Scrabble. A very important single-celled organism, and it gives it not only food, but it also gives them color, doesn't it?
Yeah, so the reason that the corals are here are green is because the zooxanthellae are green, and they come in lots and lots of different colors.
So, since these are animals, just like, kind of like us, it doesn't have a backbone, but they can get stressed out. When corals become stressed out, oh, little urchin, you have to sit in your seat. I might step right on you. Thank you. If they get stressed out, they can throw that zooxanthellae out. Now look at the screens. Do you notice the bottom half of that coral is colored? The top half is, well, what color is that top half? White. It's bleached out. It's thrown that zooxanthellae out. Something has stressed it out. It's thrown that zooxanthellae out. And it is in peril right there. And if you look at the screens now, what causes that animal to become stressed out? If you look at the screen, there's a green line around our Earth. We know that the burning of fossil fuels is one of the things that can cause these animals, these corals, to become stressed. With that excess carbon dioxide from the burning of fossil fuels, coal, oil, and natural gas, that acts like a blanket that keeps the heat close to our Earth, and it's warming the oceans. And that warming is causing those corals to react to it. But we do have hope, don't we, Dr. Love?
True, we do. So when the corals turn white, when they expel the zooxanthellae, they're not actually dead. They can still recover as long as that stressor goes away relatively quickly.
Yeah, so the hope is that they will recover. If you notice the screens now, there are biologists gathering things with nets. Now, Dr. Love, what exactly are they doing right there?
So what they're doing is they're collecting baby coral, tiny little corals that you can barely even see sometimes, and they bring them back and we grow them out into tiny little corals that you can actually see, and then we take them back and plant them back in the wild.
Yeah. And in fact, I have one of the structures. This is one of many different types of structures that the biologists start to grow those baby or larval corals on. They cover these, and then the Hope for a Reef initiative, started here by the California Academy of Sciences. We hope to reforest the forest in the ocean, or the coral reef. If you look at the screens now, you can see that larva has settled on one of these tetrapod-like structures, and as those grow, it will replenish our coral reefs. The screenshot you're seeing now is of this exhibit 10 years ago, and as you can see from that to this, we can reforest those coral reefs. So a lot of hope for our future for the corals. And there are other things like workplaces can do to help in different ways.
So yeah, one of those ways is to use more public transportation or to ride your bike. So I don't know if you know this, but if you come to the Cal Academy and you show proof that you have public transportation here, you get a discount on your admission.
Exactly. Well, we've talked a lot about the corals and things that you can do. Is there anything that, are there any questions you would like to ask our diver before we feed the fish?
Questions?
Any questions? All right. Well, if you think of any, let us know, because I think it is time to feed the fish. Are you ready? We're going to count from 5 to 0, and then at 0, make sure you look up at the top, because the food will be put in the top. Are you ready? All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look at the top.
What you can see right now is all of the big fish go right up to the top, and they're very messy eaters. So what they do is they tear up the big pieces into tiny little pieces, and the tiny little pieces fall down, and all the little fish get to eat as well. So everybody in here gets food. You can see my favorite clownfish out and about right now. It's a big red clownfish with yellow strips right there.
Oh yes, yeah, right here. So that's the spine-cheek anemone fish or clownfish. So a larger version of Nemo. Wow, what a blaze of color. And the other types of fish that you see up at the top, the yellow and blue-backed fusiliers, they have that forked yellow tail. Has anyone spotted the unicorn fish? Yeah? Okay, there's a lot of unicorn fish in there. The blue spine unicorn fish. Perhaps you see the banner fish with the long white banner that are black and white striped. Perhaps you see Achilles tang with a spot near their tail. And the amphias. Oh, and it looks like we have a new species of wrasse in here. And it looks like we have a cleaning station set up right over there with the blue striped cleaner wrasse.
They'll eat parasites. We try to keep parasites out of here, but that cleaner wrasse right there in the wild will eat little parasites off the fish.
Wow. All right. Now, Dr. Love, I have up on the screen some of the different types of food. What kind of food did we put in here today?
So we feed them a combination of algae wafers, nori, which is the same type of nori that you eat in sushi, and all different kinds of basically algae type material.
So a whole variety of food these fish get 4 to 5 times a day. Now, Dr. Love, I mentioned before that suction cup. What is the circulation in here to move all this food around?
A lot. So this is 212,000 gallons, and it gets circulated at least 10 times an hour. So you're getting millions of gallons per hour flowing around in here.
That is amazing. No wonder you have to hold on to a suction cup.
Yeah.
All right, now we do have a question, right?
Sure.
What's your question? Oh, what does a unicorn fish look like?
Let me see if I can point one out.
Here's one tiny. The blue spine unicorn fish is over there.
Right there. See it?
These are buckhead. The blue spine is in the back. Do you see them? Ah, there you go. Two-legged blue spine
Right in the head.
A beautiful fish. And once you get close to them, if they come closer, stay not in the distance. They are blue spine unicorn fish, two long spines near the base of its tail. Because it's part of the sturgeon fish family, same family as Dory. And if you look at Dory, she also has a little yellow spine. And that sticks out if a predator tries to eat them, and hopefully it'll cause a predator to spit them out. The sturgeon fish family. Very large family in there.
There's a ton of them in here, so they like to do their tanks.
All right.
Here's another one. Dory is a tank for fish.
All right. Well, so many beautiful fish in here. If you'd like to know what some of the fish are, come up to me afterwards, but I do know that Dr. Lev is excellent on the different types of fish. So, will you be available up at the top for any additional questions?
Sure. Yep, and I'll stick around for photos and high fives for a few minutes also.
All right. And any last thoughts for our wonderful audience?
Well, thank you again for visiting. Happy holidays.
Thank you so much. Let's give our Dr. Lev a nice round of applause. All right. Thank you so much. And now come on up and you can take a picture of him in the background. It makes a wonderful Facebook photo. Thank you.